You know, you see a logo every day, but have you ever stopped to think about the story it's telling? Today, we're going to do just that. We're going to break down the vision that's packed into the logo for inclusive wealth systems and see what it tells us about a totally different way of thinking about prosperity.
So, this is the big question, right? The one that gets to the heart of the entire vision. It's really challenging the way things are, and it sets the stage for a new kind of economic thinking. And believe it or not, every single part of the logo we're about to explore is an answer to this very question.
All right, so to really get this vision, we got to start with the biggest piece of the puzzle, the world itself.
At the very core of this logo, you see a globe. Now, this isn't just a stylistic choice. It represents a really fundamental belief that, in today's world, no economy can truly go it alone. It's all about global integration.
And this idea of integration isn't just some abstract concept. We're talking about financial systems that actually work together, investments that can flow freely from one country to another, and opportunities that aren't stopped by a line on a map. This idea, this interconnectedness, is the absolute foundation for the whole vision.
But of course, a global system is just an empty shell without the people inside it. And that brings us to the next really important layer of the logo's meaning.
And I love this part. It really brings in the human element. The figures you see aren't just there for decoration. They're there to put people at the very heart of the system. I mean, that's a huge shift from models that just see people as another resource. Here, people are the engine, building wealth together through collaboration. And that collaboration, it can look like a lot of different things. You see it in communities that are working together on local projects, in cooperatives that are pooling their resources, and you also see it in the individual efforts of farmers and entrepreneurs. Every single one is a vital part of building that shared prosperity. So, we've got a global framework, and we've got the people within it. But how does that wealth actually grow? Well, that takes us to the next element in the design.
These rising bars symbolize something absolutely essential. Wealth isn't static. It's not just sitting there. It's dynamic. It has to be nurtured, grown intentionally with smart decisions and strong, reliable systems that actually support progress.
This chart breaks down what really drives that growth. You've got investment, which is like the fuel. That sparks innovation, which creates all these new possibilities. And when you put those two together, you get real, tangible economic progress. You can actually see how one builds on the other to create that upward momentum.
Okay, now let's bring all these pieces together. Because the colors and the overall design of the logo, they add this whole other layer of meaning, turning these individual symbols into a single, cohesive system. First up, the color green. This connects right back to that idea of sustainable growth. It's a visual cue that the whole growth at any cost idea is just off the table. Here, growth has to support communities and the environment for the long haul.
Next is the blue. You know, in any financial system, trust is absolutely everything. So blue represents the stability and the solid governance you need to make a system like this actually work. It's the bedrock that lets people invest safely and participate fairly.
And finally, you get this pop of orange. This color just injects a sense of energy and dynamism into the whole thing. It symbolizes the innovation and the new opportunities that keep the system moving forward, making sure it doesn't get stagnant.
See how it all flows in a circle? That's so important. It represents a continuous ecosystem where capital, people, and ideas are constantly interacting. And that's the key shift, right? It's not some linear, extractive model. It's a holistic system that was designed from the ground up for inclusion, not just for profit.
So when you put it all together, the global view, the human focus, the drivers for growth, and that systemic design, you start to realize, yeah, this is so much more than just a name. It's a complete vision for a whole new way to think about finance, investment, and development.
And that entire vision really boils down to this powerful promise. A world where growth is something everyone actually benefits from, where the systems are built to be fair, and where the ultimate goal is to make sure that no one gets left behind. Kind of makes you wonder, what would it take to make that vision a reality?